Hey everybody, this is Sean with Fat Candle, and today's episode is sponsored by Fat Candle, which are candles inspired by men's cologne and women's perfume. And at the end of each episode will be a discount code. You can save 10% off your order. Thanks for listening.
All right, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. So I don't know what happened, but this was like 3 times I've tried to record. This is TorgyTalk. Welcome back. I'm starting
TorgyTalk part 3.
Time.
Maybe I was talking a little too loud for the computer. Didn't like it. I don't know. Welcome back to TorgyTalk. Today we have Ryan O'Flanagan. Thank you so much for coming, dude.
Dude, again, thanks for having me.
This is the third time. I said thank you. This is the third time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the third time's a charm. Holy shit, dude.
I'm going to stop
Jesus
saying
Christ.
thanks for having me. After a while, I'm going to say, all right, yeah, let's just fucking do it, dude. Yeah,
Do it live. Come on.
All
Do it
right,
live. Fuck it.
all right. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, dude. All right. So, yeah, we saw you. I saw you live back in April, I believe it was. And I actually last time I asked you if it was April,
Oh,
you
no.
cut out, and I couldn't tell you if it was April
you're
or not.
frozen.
But was it April?
He's back.
Am I frozen now?
I think you were for a second, but now you're back.
Oh God damn it!
Back
You guys
is
just
better
freaked me out.
than
I'm like, now you guys are frozen on your end. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
no. This is a disaster, dude.
Oh my God. Okay.
We should just
all right.
put this whole thing out. It's just half an hour of us trying to figure out the website.
Just fucking goddamn bloopers all day. Oh my God. Okay, so am I frozen or no?
No, you're
You're
good.
back. You look great.
Okay, thank you. You look better. All right.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
So we are here. I saw you back in Zanie's at in April-ish, I think it was.
Yeah, early April in Zanie's. First time at Zanie's, dude. My first headlining gig in Chicago ever. I was pretty
Was that-
nervous, dude.
Was that the
But-
first time you did Chicago in general, or just?
I've done like a little showcase there in some downstairs kind of basement bar, I think years ago. I forget what it was called.
Okay.
It's like probably like 2017, 2018. But yeah, this is my first time headlining like a whole show. And it went great. Got my buddy Rob Gleason to open for me. He's my friend from LA from back in the day. Moved to Chicago and he's still doing stand-up and crushing it. So I had him open and it was awesome, dude. They freaked me out. The club emailed me a couple days before the show and was like, "Hey, would you mind doing a like a buy
This
one
was
get
full-time,
one
right?
offer on your website?" So because we're not moving that many tickets, we want to try to fill the place up. I was like, shit, that doesn't sound good. A couple days before the show, but it ended up filling up. That was like 60, 70 people, which for me that's
a
great
lot of people.
numbers.
Yeah, Old Town. Everyone will come in like 12 hours before the show starts. Like they'll
Yeah,
have all
and it was
their
like it
tickets
was a
ready.
Monday, I
Yeah.
think. So it was like
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a Monday, and I feel like like Jay just said, I feel like a lot of people buy tickets day of too. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people at that
The
club
locals,
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up being great. It's a really cool club, man. Like upstairs in the green room, they just got all these signed headshots of all these comics from like way back in the day. It's a cool setup, nice long room, a vertical setup. So that's
Yes,
that's always
very
fun.
very vertical, narrow
Yeah.
alley setup. Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
narrow.
it yet.
It really packs the energy in. So yeah, highly recommend checking out Zanie's in Chicago if you haven't been there.
So what'd you think of Chicago? Like after the show? Oh, so you did the Lincoln Lounge the night before, right?
Yeah, I did like a couple of nights there. I did this like it wasn't the Lincoln Lodge, but it was a show that they do at the Lincoln Lodge called The Blackout Diaries, and it's just comics telling stories about blacking out and getting fucked up. But they did a like a pilot taping of it at this beautiful like dinner gala venue. It's just, I forget what it was called, but it was this beautiful. They had the whole setup. They flew in a bunch of comics from LA and in New York, and comics just telling blacked out stories, like 10 to 15 minutes. They got like a whole audience in there.
It's not really
told them
black
to
out
just
if you can remember to tell it.
Well,
Dude, I know, that's the thing, it's
I'm like, honestly, you could have just come up with whatever the fuck you want.
I could have said anything. They would have.
Yeah, I don't remember anything, but here's all the video my friends took.
Yeah, just bring a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
This is apparently what happened. But it was fun, man. It was so yeah, they're gonna try to like pitch that around and try to sell that as a TV show. So that's what I did the night before. So that's how I ended up planning like that whole tour. That's how it usually I usually do like 3 or 4 tours a year. That'll be like 2 weeks long or so, and it usually starts with just one show or venue
cities?
reaching out to do
Well, how many
a show, and
clubs
I'll
did it
lock
say?
that in, and then like build it from there. So yeah, it all built around that storytelling show. That's how I ended up getting Zanie's the next night. And but yeah, then I had some friends in town that were doing a film festival called the Chicago Southland Film Festival.
Oh, the Southland. No, that's
And-
not the one I was thinking of.
And it was, dude, it's like not in Chicago. It is, it's like
Yeah, there's
an
a couple
hour
different
south.
ones. Yeah.
It's at Governor State University.
Governor State, never heard of that.
Dude, yeah, the Jaguars, go Jags.
Go Jags.
But that was like April like 4th or something. So I ended up just staying in Chicago for like 5 days and hanging out and drinking a whole lot of Malort.
Yeah, dude. When you were on stage, you were talking about Richards.
Yeah.
Dude. I had never been to Richards before, and I messaged you after the show. I was like, "Hey, man, like, enjoy your time in Chicago. We're at Richards right now." And then you told me to come to, I forget where the fuck we were at, but I went to Richards. I've never smoked a cigarette in a bar before, and I was
Oh,
like,
it's one of those? Hell yeah.
I was
it
so
was like, go ahead.
yeah, I was so I never got to go to Richards. That was like the number one thing I was looking forward to, but we ended
Oh,
up
you
just-
haven't been there? I thought you had.
No, I had never been, but my friends that were
Dude.
coming to town, they're big smokers, and one of our best friends from back in the day is named Richards. I was like asking a local one night, like, what should I do? My friends are coming to town. I want to show them a good time. So he's like, what do they like? And I was like, they like smoking cigarettes and drinking. And she goes, go to Richards. You can
Perfect
smoke
place,
inside. I was like, dude. So I was telling him we got to go to Richards, and we never ended up going. But you went. So that was your first
Dude.
time at Richards?
Oh, first time at Richards, I walked in there. We were smoking cigarettes, drinking fucking old styles, and I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Me and Luis were like, let's get a Chicago handshakes. We did shot of Malort, and I've been trying to quit smoking cigarettes. I just vape, and then I
Comes
do
with a
these
cigarette
fucking
usually.
velo things, and
Oh yeah.
I'm like tonight I'm fucking smoking cigarettes because I can do it indoors, baby.
Hell
And
yeah.
I smoke a cigarette, and I asked the bartender, I'm like, hey. Question. He's like, what's up? I'm like, how do you guys get away with this? He's like, nobody talks about it, so shut the fuck up. I'm like, yeah, like, you got it, man.
All right,
Yeah,
understood.
As
all
we just
right.
talk about it on a podcast.
Yeah, dude, I was telling everyone all week, I'm going to this bar where you can smoke inside. I was telling everybody to go to Richards.
It's Richards and
Yeah.
Round Lake Beach.
yeah, definitely not downtown Chicago on whatever street. But no, dude.
Damn.
But yeah,
yeah,
no,
hopefully Richard doesn't get shut down with all my talk about it.
I mean, I feel like people gotta know. I mean, that you
Yeah.
open up the door and it smells like a fucking ashtray, dude. It's very obvious before you
Yeah.
even, like, I'm pretty sure when I was standing out on the curb, like, you can smell, it smells like an ashtray, dude. Like, there's no
Someone
hiding it.
microwaved the bowl of
Yeah,
ashtray.
walking by.
Oh, yeah, dude, yeah.
Imagine
Yeah,
working
everybody's
there.
smoking. Yeah.
You probably can't work there for more than a couple months, or you just you get lung cancer. That happens sometimes. I remember my neighbor one time next door in my apartment one time was like, sometimes I'll walk by your door and I can smell weed. I'm like, oh, that's not good. This must be what it's like walking by Richards. Oh God, there's
dude.
something going down in there.
So
But-
besides Malort, what was your favorite part of Chicago?
Oh man, dude, I went to that zoo. I
Brookfield
forget if I
Brookfield
talked
Zoo?
about it. The Lincoln Park Zoo.
Lincoln Park.
that it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Because my hotel was right there, and I just like took an edible and walked around the zoo. But first, I was walking to the zoo first, and there's like a petting zoo next to the zoo. That's like super depressing and it was freezing. It was freezing cold, and like all the animals are just like sitting out there, and there's only like 5 or 6 visible animals, and it's just like there's like a cow and like a goat, and they're just standing there all bummed out. And I walked, and I thought that was the zoo, and I was just told that Lincoln Park Zoo, it's a free zoo. Got to go check out this free zoo, and I went to the petting zoo, and I was like, well, this is why it's free. This is awful. Oh, this is such a bummer, and it was so cold. I was just shivering. I'm like, this sucks. Then I looked at the map. I was like, oh, there's like a real zoo, like a 5-minute walk away. And the real zoo is sick, man. It's huge. For a free zoo, yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the trip. We also did all the classic Chicago stuff. We got some deep dish. We got some beefs, some Mr. Beef sandwiches.
Hell yeah.
you gotta try the
Hell
Shed
yeah.
Aquarium on Caps next time.
Caps. What's caps?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Oh, those caps. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I was thinking, I was too worried because I had the show that night. So I was like, oh, God, I can't get too loose with it. Show up to the show all completely drained and fucked up.
Incline.
What's
Yeah.
What's your take on deep dish?
Dude, I think it's great. I like it as much flavor and mush as possible, dude. I think it's the one
I mean,
we got.
honestly,
Go ahead. No, I forget the name of the pizza we got.
You go.
No, you hang up first.
No, you.
I forget what it was, but yeah, dude, I thought it was delicious. But I remember getting deep dish out here in LA, and it was like just a 4 inches thick of just like sauce. Like, there's a lot of different versions of deep dish. The one I got in Chicago itself, I thought was great. The one I got in LA was
where'd you go?
Horrific. I forget what it was called.
We got Gino's East.
Yeah,
Gino's
it was
East is my favorite.
Yeah, what is it? Lou Manati's?
Illuminati's.
Illuminati's, yeah, I think that's what we got. I thought it was great.
Yeah, Illuminati. So like, okay, so if you talk to any Chicagoan, they're the go-to pizza is tavern style thin crust, like square cut pizza. That's like our go-to pizza. So like,
not deep dish.
I mean, that's what we're known for, but like,
double
that's
dough,
what we're known for. Yeah, that's what we're known for. But we always any person in Chicago gets tavern style square cut thin crust pizza.
Damn.
So like,
I mean, I haven't had a whole lot of pizza in my life that I didn't like.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. I mean, it's just deep dish is just a pie version of a pizza. You know, that's all it is. It's just like you want 2 pieces and then you're gonna go take a nap after. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the thing. The one I got was not too heavy. But whenever you look at like maps of like, I just saw a map the other day that was like a pizza map of the United States, and it was like New York was like, this is real pizza, and Chicago is this, and like LA is terrible. I'm like, pretty much every piece of pizza I've ever had has been great in my life. Yeah,
for sure, honestly.
Pizza's so good in any form.
New York's just fucking cocky about their. I mean, New York pizza is very good. You know, it is very good. But also, you know, so is Chicago stuff. So fuck you, New York. You know.
Yeah, fuck you, New York. And you know what? LA's got some good pizza too.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
We got Papa John's. We got
pizza, man. For the most part,
dude. Yeah, man.
So you went downtown after the show. We met up with you and had I've never drank so much Malort in my life. I had like 4 shots. I had 4 shots of Malort with you. That's the most shots of Malort I've ever done.
Damn, dude.
And it did not taste as bad as I thought.
Dude, it's really not as bad as people say.
You can't start your buzz with Malort. Yeah. You got to be buzzed before you drink Malort. If you start drinking Malort right away,
with
it's
Malort,
gonna taste like shit.
Yeah, you have to kind of mask it with several drinks before. But man, it's like a digestive, dude. It almost reminded me of like Fernet. You guys ever drink Fernet? Which I think is
no,
I have not.
It's just they're nasty
kind
of
like digestive like
type drink. Dude, it's like
Fernet,
like Malort's kind of cousin. It's like a little more like wood tasting. It's Malort's woodland cousin. But it's the same thing, dude. I can unironically do shots of. I'd rather do a shot of Malort than the shot of like vodka.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Vodka's like you might as well be drinking nail polish remover at that point.
Yeah, that's disgusting. But yeah, my first night, I remember drinking Malort. The first time I drank Malort was probably 10 years ago for this YouTube web series called the "Why Would You Eat That Challenge." And they would bring comics on, and they would like eat disgusting stuff. And then the episode I did was with my sketch group called Dead Kevin, and they had us on, but it was the drinking episode. So we had like 5 types of liquor, and they were all getting progressively more and more gross. I think Malort was like the first one, so it was like the least gross of the 5. And I was like, yeah, that's gross. It's like a famously gross liquor. And then it went up to we did absinthe. And the worst one we did was a drink called Naga Chili Vodka, which was this really spicy vodka that was like infused with jalapenos or whatever. And it was just super, super spicy, which I couldn't really wrap my mind around that. I was like, what do you mean it's a spicy vodka? What does that even mean? How can a vodka be spicy?
Vodka one time in high school, my mom left it out on purpose. I swear to God. She's like, I know he's going to drink this.
Yeah, and he'll never drink again.
Flavor you said? Did you say bacon flavored?
Yeah, it was the worst thing ever. I couldn't finish it, so I brought it to all my friends, and they all took a swig of it and just immediately came up their nose. They're like, "Oh, God damn it."
That is gross. Yeah, that's what happened to me, dude. We were like spinning a wheel, and my friend who can like handle any level of spice, he's like Pakistani, and he spun it. He did the Naga Chili Vodka, and he goes, "Oh my God, that's so spicy." And I was like, I want to try it. He was like, "Ryan, don't." And I was like, come on. He goes, Ryan, trust me, don't. because I'm really bad with spice. And he goes, "You're gonna throw up," and I was like, "No, I'm not." And I did a shot of it, and within 10 seconds, I was just violently puking. And we had to stop and they were recording it, so they followed me over to the I was throwing up into a recycling bin. I couldn't find a trash can. I was throwing up in the recycling, and it made it to the final video that they put out. But it was so disgusting. And that wasn't even the last. The last thing we did was snake wine, which was some liquor that had like a dead snake in it, and it's got all the scales were just like floating around in it, and that was horrifically.
Something worse than drinking something when it has texture in it. It's like,
dude, tequila actually has a worm in it. Oh,
yeah, well, that's mezcal actually.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine drinking something that has scales in it. God, dude, it's like gold member, fucking just skin, just fucking.
Yeah, it was so old too. You could tell that snake was just. I don't know how long this snake's just been floating around in this. It was just gross. It's just decomposing. And I was like, ugh. So the back-to-back chili vodka and then dead snake wine was.
That sounds gross, dude.
It really put the Malort in perspective. Like Malort's not that gross.
No, it isn't. I mean, honestly, like Jack said, you have to be buzzed. For me at least, you have to be buzzed to start drinking Malort and have it not be that bad. Because anytime like anybody hasn't had Malort and I have to explain it to them, I'm like, it tastes like dirt, rubber bands, and grass with a hint of gasoline in there. That's like my
dandelion extract.
Well, yeah,
dandelions.
Apparently, I follow this one dude on Instagram. I don't know his name, but he's a liquor reviewer, and he says that anything that says botanical is gross. It's pretty much grass. It just tastes like fresh grass clippings.
Yeah, and if you don't like fresh grass clippings, then it's not. Some of us love fresh grass clippings.
I mean, I love.
It turns out I'm a huge fan of grass. Yeah,
you guys don't have grass there, so yeah, makes sense.
Just eating grass this whole podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, that's gross.
You guys don't like grass? What the fuck's wrong with you?
It's like little catnip things.
Like, I love waking up on like a spring morning and the first person to cut their grass, I can smell it. But like, I'm not like, that actually tastes pretty damn good.
Like, God damn, is that Malort? I get some Malort going over there. But yeah, dude, my first night there, I did probably like 7 or 8 shots of Malort. Because we went out, we started at like 8 p.m., went to 4 a.m. We found a bar that went to 4. And I love being a tourist and doing the touristy thing. You know where I went after Chicago? I went down to Iowa, and they have a local Iowa drink called a Maliko. Have you guys done that? Heard of that?
No.
Maliko? I don't tell. It's from what I can understand. It's just a super, super foamy beer, and they just give you like a stein, and they pour. I forget what beer it is. It's like a Czech beer, I think, and they just make it an inch of beer and then 6 inches of foam. And I didn't get why.
Like they put their hot rod in and foams up the beer?
I don't know what they were doing. They were just handing it to me and it was all foam. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I drank it and it's like, yeah, this is straight up just a super foamy beer. And we all just cheers and we have to like chug it. And we're all just chugging foam. I'm like, this isn't that cool. But I love taking part in the local cuisine. The Maliko.
Find out it's just the end of the keg and they just gave you the leftovers. Like they won't know.
Yeah, it's a little local treat we do around here. They charge double for it.
Maliko, huh?
Maliko or Maliko?
It's an Iowa thing?
It's an Iowa thing, apparently.
Okay.
Some sort of a Czech or German thing. I don't know. Huh. But it ain't no Malort.
I'll have to check.
Woo! We're back. No sound issues on that one, baby.
No, not at all. Okay, so the way I started, the way I found you was off of your Ryan Does Whatever City videos.
Yeah.
That's how I found you. What brought you to do those videos? Because they're fucking hilarious. I sent every one of them to one of my best friend, Jake Wember. He does. Me and him do a sports podcast during football season. Fuck you, Dryer.
Yeah. So he's doing laundry.
Those already. Damn.
So me and him do a sports podcast during football season, and we send it. If he sees it first, he sends it to me, and that's how we found you. So what brought that about?
Yeah, dude, that was like 2017. I started doing those, and I just did. The first one I did was just Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, it's just like this really dumb like tourist guy who just goes around and just like mispronounces everything, and is just like happy to be there but doesn't know what anything is, and he's just like a complete moron. And I just thought it'd be funny to do that like on Hollywood Boulevard. I live like walking distance to the Walk of Fame. And so I was like, would it be funny if I just did the Walk of Fame and I was just like pronouncing everyone's name wrong? Which to this day, mispronouncing stuff is my main source of content and comedy. I mostly just mispronounce things. And I just did that, and it kind of didn't blow up, but it got like a good amount of views for me. I was like, oh shit, that's cool. Maybe I'll make a few more of these. And I think it was like that a couple days after I put that video out, we had a rap party for the show American Vandal on Netflix that I had a role on in 2017. We had a rap party that was produced by Funny or Die. They produced that show. So I was talking to some Funny or Die people, and I was like, I just put this video out a couple days ago, and it got like 100,000 views, which is like definitely at the time was pretty good. And I was like, what do you guys think about what if we like did a few more of these? They're like, all right, yeah, film. I'm like doing the road coming up. It's like I'll film 3 more. Like DC, I think Green Bay and Reno or something like that. And they said, yeah, we'll pay you for those 3. And if they do well, then we'll do more. And they did really, I think the Reno one got like 3 million views. And they were like, all right, we're signing. That's a good one. We signed like a 25 video contract or something like that. And I ended up just filming a ton of them. That whole year, I'd put like a video out every week for like, I think they did like 30 something of them, 33 or something like that.
Damn.
And then at the end of the year, and yeah, they would just get pretty solid. That was back when Funny or Die was huge. So I was like, to be on the front page of Funny or Die was like a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I don't know if that's even like Funny or Die's kind of. I reached out to them this past year to like bring that character back and see if they'd be interested in doing it again. They were like, yeah, we don't really do like sketches like that anymore. They mostly produce like long form, like TV and stuff like that. But I ended up doing like 30 something with them back in the day.
Yeah,
and it was cool. They kind of took off, and that's definitely by far what like if all my fans that come to my shows usually know me from that, because I've got so many views back in the day. But at the end of that year, I was just like tired of it and done with it, so I just kind of retired that character for like 7 years, and then last year I brought it back, so I started doing those videos again. So I was just like, why am I not doing this? It's like fun to do,
They're
easy to make,
great, dude.
And like people loved them. And to this day, if people are coming out to see me at shows because of that character from back in the day, then it definitely still like there's still an audience for it. It still resonates. But yeah, reached out to Funny or Die. They weren't able to produce. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll just do it on my own then. So I just been putting them out on my own. And cause back in the day, Funny or Die, it was awesome, dude. They were paying me for the video. Yeah. They gave me they would pay for like the dumb hat that I would buy. They'd pay for my rental car. I was like living the life for a year. I was like traveling just for free and getting paid to do these videos. It was so fun. And they're like, yeah, we can't do that anymore. We don't have the budget for you to give you money to make these videos. So I've been doing them on my own.
Come on.
Yeah. It's like,
so were you traveling and doing stand-up cities when you were doing those videos, or were you just traveling to do the videos? Like,
yeah, they would be cities that I would be in for a stand-up show, and then that day or that morning I would go out and film the video, and it got to be like so much, man. It was filming that video all day, and it takes like maybe 4 or 5 hours to go around the town and like just find as much stuff as I can to film. And I'm like screaming in the video. The character got more and more like obnoxious and loud. And so like I would be doing that for hours and then go back to the hotel, like shower, and then go do this show. And I would just do that like day after day on these tours, and it was so exhausting. I just like had to stop doing it. So now when I bring it back, now I try to like treat myself a little bit better. I'll like set a day aside to film the video and try to not also have a show that night because it's like too much. Sometimes I'd like wake up, film a video, then drive 4 hours and then like do a show. And it was just like that year it was very fun, but it was insane. It was exhausting. So now I'm doing like, what I did last year was I filmed 8 like throughout the year, and then like at the end of the year, I think it was October, November of last year, I just did like a weekly dump, and I just called it like season 2. So like season 2 of the Taurus is going to be every week for 8 weeks I'm going to put out. So I'm going to do the same thing this year. I have 4 in the can, and I'm hitting the road again next month, and I'm going to try to film 4 or 5 more. But yeah, so far I've done Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Kansas City, and one other one. But I'm hitting the road next month, and I'm gonna try to do a Spokane. I try to do a Fort Collins, a Durango. We'll see. I'll see how the routing goes. That's my plan right now. There may be some East Coast ones at the end of the year. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a weekly dump starting in October and call that season 3. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but
I think it is. I mean, honestly, because the way you're saying it, it seems like it's a lot of time to I mean, you have to run around the entire town to come up with ideas and just film it, and it's just yeah. I mean, I'm gonna watch every single one of them, so I'm waiting for them.
Yeah,
those are so fun. Every time I try to I've been telling people you're coming on the podcast, and I'm like, it's this guy, and I sent him the Buffalo one because the beginning, you jump through a folding table and into my ass just kills me every time. And so it's so, dude, I just love the whole anything anytime one of my buddies and I if I can't get him to believe me, I'm just like, dude, get out of my ass and stamp your hand so you can't get back in. It's just dude, it's so great. Dude,
that's what's funny. Yeah,
such a great character.
The catchphrases really resonate with people. All the ass catchphrases.
It's also so funny. Put up some wallpaper. Dude, it's so fucking funny, dude.
I do love how much people love it. People come up to me after the shows and man, they say one of those. I said that my ass and enjoy the free Wi-Fi. I'm like, my man. It's funny, like you said, sending it to your friends. It's funny the stories I hear of people that send it to people that just don't like it or don't get it at all. It's definitely not for everybody. I remember this guy coming up after a show one time, and he was like, "Hey man, can I take a video of you? Can you say a tourist thing? Just say get out of my ass, or are you joking my ass?" Or send it to my wife. And I was like, "Yeah, all right." So he did it, and I was like, Hey Marie, get out of my ass, whatever. And then we did the video, and he goes, "Thanks so much, man. She fucking hates you." God damn it. He's doing it just to fuck with his wife. That's so funny. She hates you. I try to show her all the time. She hates it.
Well, I'm glad that you actually decided to do them yourself as opposed to, waiting on Funny or Die to do it. Because I noticed they disappeared for about a little bit, and then they came back, and I was like, yes. Because there was a minute where I wasn't where my buddy and I didn't see him for a while, and then I'm like, he's back. I sent it. It was so fucking
dude. Yeah, man, I was excited. I made a whole comeback video where I bought this fake tombstone that said "Here lies the overly excited tourists," and 2017 to 2017, and then it cuts to just my hand coming up out of the dirt, but it's doing this because I do this in the in the videos a lot, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's not
out of the ground. Out of the ground, just
covered in dirt. Yeah, that would have been awesome. But it's not getting the views it got with Funny or Die back in the day, but it's just I still just a fan thing, and it's also finding a new audience too, which is cool with the TikTok generation, people seeing that and being like, what the hell is this? And a couple of them, the Buffalo one, kind of I think has been my biggest one of the new season. I think they got 100 and something thousand views, which just for self-producing, putting it out on my own, I'm like, hell yeah, that's pretty cool.
Sure.
So
the Buffalo one, the Tampa one's hilarious too. I love the Tampa one when you yell to the sea lions. You're like, fucking, I don't remember what you said.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one's very funny.
My haters' moms or something like
that. Yeah.
Dude, I put out one from Peculiar, Missouri a couple months ago.
I saw that one. That one's great too.
And that one did that was just a random one-off because I was gonna I'm trying to save them to put them all out at the end of the year. But that one was through this not a festival. I guess it is it was a music festival that they're gonna have a comedy show. They're gonna have me do. It was a weed festival, so they wanted and it was on Easter, and I was supposed to play the Weedster Bunny, and I was gonna. They got me this ridiculous.
I think I saw you promote that. You promoted that on your page, dude. Right? Yeah, okay.
So they we'll pay you to do a Peculiar Missouri tourist video, and then at the end give a little shout out, say that you're gonna be coming back for this weed festival. And so I did that, and then the festival ended up falling through and not happening at all. So the video just ends with me being like, come on out to this, but this thing didn't even end up happening. But the video was pretty funny. But yeah, dude, that was definitely the smallest town I've ever done a video, and just Like I try to like plan out some places to go before I do the video. Like here's to look up some where's some like funny statues or funny businesses I could do or whatever. Find something that's 100 feet big. And but like with Peculiar, I was just like trying to Google, is there anything funny or interesting, any landmarks or anything in this town? And there's just nothing. So I just had to. I'm just gonna wake up early and just get in my rental car and just drive and try to. And it ended up, I end up figuring it out somehow. I got the police involved in that one. Like my friend who lives there, who like got me this show that I was doing there. He's like friends with one of the police officers in the town. So he was like, if you go to the police station and let them know that Dave sent you, you can like get them in the video. So I ended up getting 2 cops in the video. We're like going to the police station. I went to them and I was like, excuse me, officers, whatever. And they were like, get out of my ass. Are you joking my ass? So I have them saying that in the video. That's just a one-off random video. It's like, but yeah, my favorite are the comments people go that live by Peculiar. They go, how the hell did you do a video in Peculiar, Missouri? I was like, yeah, I know a guy that lives there, randomly enough. But yeah, more tours videos coming at the end of the year.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's great to hear. That's great to. I love, dude, like I said, that's like a text chain between me and my buddies. We just send those back and forth all the time. Dude.
Awesome.
Like the one in the Tampa one where there's like the whole thing of movies. They're like, yeah, you could sail this across the world if you didn't have much time on your hands. That fucking kills me, dude. It's so funny. It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Well, man.
Dumb, just like little stupid little catchphrases that people just say. It was like, dude, after like, because I didn't do them for 7 years, and there's definitely like that feeling of, man, like what if I had just kept doing these? Where would I be now? If I just didn't get so sick of this character, like would I have like a TV show with that guy, which I did not want and do not want to have like a whole show with that character. But I'm like, yeah, I wonder like what would have happened if I didn't stop doing it. And that's just been like in the back of my mind for years. And when I started recording them again, the first one I did was Boise last year. It was my first time putting on the glasses, putting on the hat, and doing that character for the first time in 7 years. And I felt such like a sense of just like relief and just like happiness. I'm like, I'm glad I'm doing these again, man. It feels good to be doing this.
Ego
this
coming
thing
back to the surface.
It's bubbling up. It's still inside me.
So it got kind of old then. Like
yeah, man. It's just like
a lot of work, obviously. So it just kind of got grueling. I'm assuming
it was grueling, and it was definitely becoming like the only thing that I was known for, and that was becoming like, man. At that point, I've been doing comedy for like 10 years. I mean, probably like 8 or 10 years at that point, but people would know me as just like the tourist guy, and were shocked to find out that I did stand up, and people would come to my shows thinking that I was going to be doing the tourist on stage, and I'm like, that's not what I actually do. I'm much as like, I'm a regular comic, and so then I started feeling just bad about myself, because then I'm like, well, maybe feeling bad that like my comedy isn't like what people like, or my stand-up, And so people just, I was just getting bummed out. And I had a couple shows straight up like ruined by just tourist fans who would be yelling out like the phrases in the show. And I was just getting really bummed out on the character.
Would you rather have a fan that talks every show or laughs at every bad punchline, or a heckler at every show?
Oh man, I want when people just are blindly laugh at my jokes, even when no one else is laughing. I'll take those people all day. If I can't even tell if my joke is funny or not, because I'm like this person or this crowd is laughing at everything. I will take that. I'll gladly not know if I'm funny or
take
not.
That too,
dude. Yeah, I just like You can fake it all you want, please. But
so what's your favorite city so far that you've done? Like, do you like the big cities, or do you like towns like Peculiar?
Oh, I don't like towns like Peculiar. no, Peculiar is alright.
You joking my ass, dude? Come on. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
Grow
up, John.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
I feel like is that what people would do during your shows though? Would just be like, are you joking my ass during your act? Is that what they would do?
Dude, yeah, I remember one show. Yeah, man, just like, I don't want people, I love when people like say that like after the show, but people had to be like yelling out during. I remember this one show in Minneapolis where it was like an early show and a late show, and both shows had people that were just ruining the show by just like yelling out tourist stuff. And I'm like, so glad to have you as a fan, but you're really throwing off my set. And I'm like, I don't really talk about that or do it on stage at all in my show, so I was just kind of didn't really know how to like handle it. Yeah, not at all. It was, but yeah, so it just kind of started getting burnt out on it. I was like, I'll retire it at least for a while, and then a while ended up being 7 years. But it's been long enough now where I'm like, yeah, I don't feel that anymore. Now I wouldn't mind really at all if someone yelled out during a show. I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, that's cool that you're here. But back then I was so like stressed out about my career and like, where am I going? What am I doing? Is this character gonna like set my career on a path I don't want to go? Like, am I fucking up by just committing to this guy? Now I'm like, I'll take any success in any form at all at this point. As I like push 40, I'm like, yeah, yell out during my shows, do whatever you want. I'm happy to be here at this point.
It reminds me like Chip with Jim Norton.
Oh, dude. By the way, to answer your question about my favorite city, dude, I love like a mid-size. Where was I? Was in like in Milwaukee. That was the other video that I've done. I did Milwaukee recently. Milwaukee, hey, a lot of dude. Wisconsin is strangely by far the state that I perform in the most outside of like California, because they love comedy and they drink so much.
Oh yeah.
They're such as much as they are a drinking state, they're like a comedy state. They have so many clubs and like small shows.
And they're not belligerent. Like, there's a handful out there, but they're not.
Well, it's because they have tolerance, because they drink all day, every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember that was there was only in 2020 there was only 2 places or cities that would have me come out and do a show. Like, comedy clubs everywhere were shut down, but they kept it going. And Appleton, Wisconsin, flew me out to do a show, and it was like 50% capacity. Dude, they didn't care at all. And then Oklahoma City. Yeah, I did that like 10%
of them was wearing masks.
Dude, I remember getting in my Uber in Wisconsin. I forget where I flew into. I forget if it was Madison or what, but getting in my Uber, and this was October of 2020, and my driver was not wearing a mask, and I was wearing a mask, and he goes, "You don't have to wear a mask if you don't want to." And I was like, "No, keep it on. I'll keep it on just for now."
Oh, you're not from around here, are you?
Yeah, it was. And then,
Wisconsin, like, we'll share a mask. It's fine. Let's put our face under one mask.
Yeah, eco-friendly. We're saving the environment. But yeah, I remember they had like 50% capacity at the club, and people had to sit like a certain distance from the stage. And hey, at 50% capacity, it's easier to fill. I was like, I think I sold out both shows. So I was like, hell yeah, that's a sellout. I'll take it. But yeah, I did that, and then I did Oklahoma City, I think, in like December of 2020. Okay. And that was back when people would get mad at you for like going and doing shows, traveling to do shows during COVID, which is understandable. But I'm like, I also need to make money. I like haven't worked in almost a year. So I'm like, yeah, if this club has got to pay me, whatever, $1,500 or something to do like a weekend, I need to take it. I'm so broke right now. But I remember, going to Oklahoma City.
Other travelers.
What's that?
Only people we would affect are other travelers.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Like
yeah, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I remember Oklahoma City. The host brought us out. Like, it was a Friday and a Saturday, and then like that Saturday morning, the host brought us out to his family's land way out in nowhere. We just like shot a bunch of guns and big guns, big scary guns. I've never held like a big gun before. And on the way there, we stopped at a gas station, and I remember like we all got out of the truck, and I go to put my mask. I was like, "Do I have to put my mask on?" And I remember the guy just looks at me and goes, "Dude, look around you." And I looked around, and not a single person was wearing a mask. Like, yeah, you're gonna embarrass yourself if you put a mask on right now. Yeah, some places did not give a
shot if you put the mask on.
yeah, dude, they're gonna be offended. Yeah, LA was so. I don't know how Chicago was. I assume pretty similar. We were.
Oh yeah, Chicago was like masks on outside, everything. Yeah, it was mask. It was mask on, mask off, as Future says.
Yeah, mask on. That song was about COVID.
That song was actually pre-COVID, but it was foreshadowing.
It was. But yeah, man. Yeah, that was the most depressed I've ever been, man. It was like deep COVID times. I love just going out, as you experienced. I love going out and drinking with people. And that was
that was fun. I remember. Do you remember? We sat down and you asked me a trivia question. You said
yeah, I remember it.
You said, "What's the most collected toy back in the '90s?" And I was like, I think I said something before it, and I said Hot Wheels, and you're like, "Correct." I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no one gets it. Yeah, dude.
The question I asked you. The question I asked you was, what was the first when was the first black member at Augusta National?
Oh yeah, I do remember you said that.
Yeah.
It was
1990.
damn,
It's
dude.
way late.
Yeah.
Way late. It's way late, dude. Yeah. And then the first
There goes the neighborhood.
seriously. And then I think the first woman's member was like 2012 or something.
Yeah,
Ridiculous
yeah,
shit like that, dude. It's it's down south is not good, you know.
It is. Yeah, they're a little behind the eight ball. But I mean,
Yeah,
playing Augusta, like, do you even want to? That place probably sounds like it's one of the most difficult golf courses. Like, I don't even want to play here. I just feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
Just shot a
Augusta,
20
was that
over.
a battlefield in the Civil War?
Was it? I believe it. The most beautiful
Yeah, sounds like
battlefield.
one.
It's the
Yeah,
most
the
beautiful
old
battlefield
plantation.
with azaleas and just perfectly rolled greens.
No, they trampled the azaleas. Damn, Robert E.
shit.
Lee just trampled our azaleas.
So what's love life like on the road? Are you dating anybody at the moment, or you just kind of
No,
swiping? You swiping?
I'm swiping, dude. I'm all on my lonesome out here, and it's mostly after the show. I don't meet like women on the road. First of all, women aren't coming to my shows. I'm like, I don't attract like
Mostly me.
it's guys like you.
I gotta go 20 minutes away from the show to find women at bars.
Dude, yeah, it's like the overly excited tourist isn't resonating with like hot girls really. So my shows are usually mostly men, and then even if there is like a cute girl at the show, I mean that would be the dream. I would love to meet someone at a show, but I almost never do. But also after the shows, I go out and I drink with the people that were at the shows, and I love doing that. And I love just like hanging out, meeting people that like know me or support me. There's a lot of people sometimes will come out and they'll be like, I'm this or this on Instagram. And I'm like, I've seen you on Instagram. Yeah, you always like my posts and stuff. And I love just like going out with people after the show and getting absolutely shit-faced. And that doesn't really lend itself to like meeting a girl or definitely being able to do anything about it, as I'm absolutely wasted. So it's fun. I have a lot of fun on the road, but it's not meeting a whole lot of women. Though I'm open to it. If anyone listens to this, come see me on the road. If you're a hot babe, make sure I don't get too drunk.
If I don't recall, you did have a pretty hot babe with you in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago, dude. Yeah, that was one. I had met her on an app like the day before,
I remember that.
And she came out.
I didn't want to put her on blast, but yeah, you did. That. You said,
dude, that was awesome. That was like my peak. It's like, holy shit, this hot babe came to the show. The show went well, thank God. I was so nervous.
Like a rock star.
I was like, oh my God, this girl's at the show. What if I just bomb in front of this girl that I matched with on Hinge? And she came to the show, and luckily the show went well. And met her. I didn't meet her in person until after the show. She came up and she was like, hey, I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for coming. Then we ended up going out and we just partied all night. You partied with us. It was awesome. That was a great night. I was like, man, that was a once in a lifetime thing. That doesn't happen often.
No, she was very hot, and also
she was fun.
I should not have driven home that night. By the way,
you made it.
I made it home real good, but like, goddamn, dude, that was such a fun night. Like, I appreciate you, like, inviting me out to drink with you, dude. Like, it was such a fun night, dude. Like, we just hung out.
Yeah,
and
dude, we had a good time.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, I have not drinking that much Malort since I've lived in this fucking guy. I usually only do one shot of Malort. One shot of Malort tops. That's it. I did like 4 shots that night. I was like, oh my God.
Usually when you buy a bottle, you just flick the cap away. You gotta finish it.
Yeah, don't need this anymore. Yeah, dude. Well, I'm honored. I'm glad you had your max Malort. Yeah, that was my goal.
Malort is flammable. If you need to start a fire, just use Malort. You know.
It's good to have. Yeah,
so Chicago use that. I think
it's multi-purpose, dude. That's what I love about it. I remember just like sitting in that booth, just doing trivia, and I was giving people like $5 if they got my trivia question right. just blowing all my money I just made on my merch. Like, I got a bunch of $5 bills from my merch. I'm gonna start doing trivia. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Chicago was a good time. My friends came up, and they had never been to Chicago, and they loved it. One of my friends were drunkenly talking about wanting to move there. It's such a fun town, man. Yeah, we had a great time.
It's easy to visit, not great to live in.
So I hear. Yeah, I've also never been in like the winter, so it's a different situation.
I had my goddamn cities. I thought I had it over here. I had my brioche fucking little bag.
Oh yeah, you got that brioche bag. Man.
It's not here right now, but I also have are you joking my ass in my golf cart?
No way. Like a sticker?
Yes, I have your sticker that says, "Are you joking my ass?" in my golf cart. I live in a golf cart community. If you go like an hour and a half
that's the dream.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I literally drive to the grocery store in my golf cart. That's pretty great.
Oh, that's so sick. Yeah, man. Yeah, where was I? I was in Florida. No, I was in North Carolina last year doing it was like a golf tournament that was like a fundraiser for like a movie we were trying to do. But we filmed it. I forget what town it was in, but it was a golf cart community. And dude, after the tournament, just like met this random old dude. He's like, "Come to my golf. We're going to my place." And getting his golf cart. Didn't know who he was. And everyone that was at the tournament, they all get in their own golf carts. I thought they belonged to the country club, but they're all just these people's golf carts. And everyone gets in their cart. We all just go to this guy's house. And everyone just lives on this street. Everyone goes home, drops off their golf cart, and some people pull their golf cart into the driveway. Driveway's just
that
full
sounds
of
like
golf
a swingers
carts.
Community.
Dude, we go to this guy's backyard. This guy's got a pool.
Golf carts and an actual swinging.
It was, dude. Literally, he has his pool in the backyard with a slide going into the pool, and people are going into the pool, and no one has a lot of us don't have bathing suits, so I'm just in my underwear. Get in the pool.
Starting to sound more like a swingers community.
Oh, dude. Then these women who are in their 60s start going up the slide and taking their tops off. Just these older women, just boobs fully out, going down the slide. It was like, this is fucking awesome. This is the community I want to be a part of. That's how I imagine That's how I imagine your golf cart community is. It's old, and they're all so tan.
Yeah, I mean it's basically lake life up here.
Yeah,
minus the tax bracket probably. Yeah, there's not slides and pools.
Oh, if you go to the right part of town, there's a lot of slides and pools and tan leathery skin.
The leathery skin that just sees a lot of sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time I come up there, you guys got to take me to your.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Next time you come up in town, dude, or next time you go to Chicago, we'll take you out on the old Johnsburg tour if you'd like. We can fucking rip through. I have underglow on my golf cart, which is pretty sick.
Oh, sick!
Got big wheels and all that kind of for off road.
Oh yeah, it's pretty legit. It's not bragging, but it's pretty legit.
Yeah, I could use that for how I golf. I could use a off-roading golf cart for getting through the woods.
Oh yeah. So obviously you answered the whole dating life thing, but we had a little sub note on here. Fat women. What do you think about that?
Whoa, love them.
Yeah, right. I mean, honestly, I love them too. You know,
dude,
they're great standing, but once they lay down, it looks like.
Yeah, things flatten out.
It looks like an air mattress. You need to fill up again.
Dude, I'm so attracted to women that eat burgers. I think that's very hot.
Oh, dude.
I like
that's the Midwest.
Drink beers, yeah.
Yes, if I go on a date and a girl orders a beer, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. A girl that drinks IPAs, I think is so attractive. And girls that eat just fucking gross man food, girls that eat meat, I just find it very attractive. A girl orders wings.
They don't worry about the grease or something. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I could not be with a vegan. I dated a vegan last year briefly, and just anytime we went out, it would have to be some weird vegan. And a lot of them are really good, but they're expensive. And I just I love just the sight of a girl I remember going on a date with this girl. We were just having drinks, and she was like, I'm hungry. She just ordered a burger, and I was just I fell in love. I was I wasn't even hungry. I was I don't need anything. You can get something. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to eat a whole burger.
I'm watch you eat.
Yeah, it's just disgusting, dripping down her. I was like, oh my god, that was just that. That's very hot.
You need me to leave the ketchup off your face? I got you.
Oh my god, yeah, that was peak hotness.
Are you sick of holding in farts due to the fear of always clearing out a room? Well, it's time you kept that fart where it came from, behind you. Now introducing Fart Locker. Fart Locker is a brand new, high-tech, state-of-the-art men's underwear brought to you by Flatch Tech Industries. Fart Locker traps in that butt burp and is equipped with a USB-powered air freshener that is activated by a sensor that detects heat, sound, and vibrations. Customizable with 5 different scents. Flatch has spent years developing their patent Cloud Kill technology to help you start farting with confidence. Go get yours today. Silence the storm, seal the shame.
Your nice big thick bacon burger.
Are you an In-N-Out fan though, being out in LA?
I am, dude. I was just talking about this with my Uber driver last night. We drove by In-N-Out. And the In-N-Out by me, all In-N-Outs have just lines around the block. And it's good, but it is so not worth waiting in your car like for an hour
Culver's?
to get there. Huh?
Did you have Culver's when you were in Illinois?
I've had Culver's.
Or have you had it? Okay.
I've had it once, I think, when I was like in the South, right? They have, or is that more a Midwest thing?
It's a Midwest thing, yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Checkers.
I was gonna say Checkers.
Checkers is pretty good, but like if you next time you're in Wisconsin or Illinois, if you've had Culver's, that's our top notch fast food. And
all right, sweet.
I've
never had In-N-Out, but I've heard good things. But I've also heard it's great, and I've also heard it's overrated.
Culver's is underrated.
I've heard the burgers in In-N-Out are overrated, but the animal fries are supposed to be great.
Oh, I disagree. I think the burgers are so good. I think it's overrated in the way that the line to get in is insane. You would think that it's going to change your life. It's not going to change your life. But it's mostly just it's such a
miles here.
There's so many like touristy, so many tourists that want to try it. That's why like the line is so long. Like I don't think real LA people are waiting in that line. It's like we've had it, it's good. I'll go in.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's delish.
Yeah. Next time you're in, if you haven't had, you said you possibly had it, but next time you're in Illinois or the Midwest area, get Culver's, dude. Yeah, Culver's.
And then
Culver's double butter burger.
Another local reference I can talk about on stage. That's always good. I try to ask locals, what should I talk about? And then people just, for an easy, cheap laugh to get people like invested, go, okay, he knows what we eat. Cool. I mean, hey, I had some Culver's last night. People go, oh.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, you'll get people, especially in Wisconsin. Especially with your Wisconsin crowd, you get them going about fucking Culver's, dude. They'll go crazy.
Yeah, that is one cool thing about like when I was doing the tourist videos. If I do a tourist video before I do the show in that town, I have like so much local stuff to talk about because I just walked around your town for 4 hours today. I have like so many references I can make that'll just like get a nice cheap easy laugh. So like I'll try to do that like on this next run. If I can film a video and then the next day do the show and I like write some little notes about the town. People love that. Or sometimes it backfires. I remember doing like Colorado Springs last year. I had to do a fucking hour clean in Colorado Springs last year. And this huge venue called Boot Barn Hall. And they have like big bands in there. It was this giant room. And you saw my crowd at Zanie's. That's like the crowds I'm used to. It's like a small room, 50 people or so. I did this huge show in Colorado Springs, and I remember they have a thing there called Garden of the Gods, which is like this really cool park with these like cool rock formations. And I was like, I'm gonna do some jokes about the Garden of the Gods, and they're gonna love that. And I was like, oh, it's a crazy name, Garden of the Gods. Oh, what kind of making fun of the name or whatever. And no one laughed. And I remember after the show, a guy coming up and being like, hey, man, every comic comes here and talks about Garden of the Gods. We're sick of it. And I was like, fuck, dude, that sucks. I felt so stupid. I was like, damn, I am such a hack. All right.
Oh, that's fucking funny, dude.
That's when you need the guy in the crowd to go, next.
Yeah, next. Oh, my God. That show was fucking brutal, man. I was sweating. I had to do you know what? I was supposed to do an hour and a half, and I emailed the guy and I was like, I cannot do an hour and a half clean. And I was like, he's like, do like an hour, do as much as you can. I was talking to my agent about it. I was like, dude, I can't do 90 minutes. He was like, the guy said you can just do as long as you do like an hour, try to do as much as you can. I ended up doing 81 minutes before I finally tapped out, but I did 81 minutes clean. And I'm not super dirty, but a lot of my jokes do hinge on dropping an F-bomb. It's funnier if I can say fuck instead of shoot. And So to just
So is that what they mean when they say do it clean? Like, can you like what if you have like
Still talk about sex.
what if you have a bunch of sex jokes? Like you can't talk about that,
right? Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Like,
it's
that kind of sucks.
yeah, you gotta kind of like toe the line. I mean, I guess there's a way to
Yeah,
talk
I'm a
about it
married guy
that's
with
not
2
as
kids.
dirty.
My whole life is sex, you know. Like,
Dude.
what am I supposed to talk about?
It's
I mean,
tough,
even
man.
clean comics makes dirty jokes though. Like, even Nate Bargatze does the whole like sitting on the dry cleaner or the washing machine joke.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like you can get around it, but
Yeah, you gotta kind of like use your judgment, I guess. But I like, yeah, man, I did this show.
That's tough. 90 minutes or 80 minutes, 81 minutes, however many.
Good
That's
Lord.
insane.
Yeah, dude, I was
Yeah,
like
fuck
proud
that.
of myself for like doing that
Or
much
screw
time.
that.
But yeah, I was like, dude, I was like texting my friends like, holy shit, I just did 80. That's the longest set I've ever done, I think. And it was all clean, and I was like proud of myself for getting through it, but I fucking bombed, dude. It was not a fun, and there was like 400 people there, and that's a lot of people not laughing. And
Oh no! It was a bomb set for sure. Or
I
like
mean, it was just
the whole thing.
It was a
or-
huge room. There was a smattering of people that were having a good time, but the room was so big and cavernous that it just felt so devoid of laughter.
quiet.
Yeah, man, it was goddamn brutal. And yeah, I remember this guy coming up. I was like selling merch, and I did not sell a lot. And I remember some guy coming up, and I was like do this bit on stage where I just kind of do this like a, you know, poor me. I'm like, you know, no one ever buys my merch. I know, and it's like just do a little joke about how dumb my merch is, because it's really just I sell these koozies that say my other drink is Ryan O'Flanagan's yummy little ass.
I should have
so it's
fucking. I don't know why I don't have my koozie right now.
It's around there somewhere, and I got a lot left. But yeah, but I always like, yeah, I do that, do like a little joke about it, and go, yeah, you know, I did buy 2,000 of them, which was a crazy amount to buy, and I'm down to I have maybe
Sitting
like,
in your garage right now,
dude,
no garage.
it started with 4 big boxes of them, and it's down to like 1 box left, and it's like half full. So it's I've probably like 200, 300 left or something like that. But yeah, but I would always kind of make fun of them and go, oh, you know, my merch isn't exactly flying off the shelves, and you know, I'm like, if you want one, you can just take it. But pay me if you want, you know, do like a little joke about it. And then I remember this guy coming up after the Colorado Springs show, and then he just like shat on me. He was like, that was rough or something like that. He just was like very mean. And then he just like he just took a koozie and like walked away. And I was like, "You're taking that koozie?" And he's like, "Yeah, you said we can take it." And I was like, "All right, dude." And I was like, I really wish I'd just been like, "No, not you. Can't come and just shit on me, make fun of my say you didn't laugh, and then take my. Why do you want my merch then if you had such a bad time?" And he came up and said something like, that was, I've seen better. He said something super mean and then just took my merch. But I'm going back to Colorado Springs on this tour, and I think it'll be better. Dude, the show I'm doing in Colorado Springs in August is a show called The Gateway Show. It's at a club called Looney's. And I'm not headlining. It's just like there's like 4 or 5 comics, I think. And we all do like a 10-minute set, and then we all leave, and we get as high as we can, and then come back and do another set.
Oh, that sounds like
that.
a fucking blast.
Dude, it's going to be so fun. I don't smoke before I like do a headlining set anymore.
On stage, though?
Oh, dude. Probably like last year or 2 years ago, I had to like stop doing it. It was honestly the guy who lives in Peculiar, Missouri, and he books me on shows out there, and he's a huge pothead, but he booked this whole like run of shows for me all around Missouri, and he would just drive me to all these shows. This is my buddy Dave, but he's a big smoker, and we would just get very high, and he would like host the shows, and we would just get super high before each show, and it was fun. It was like very like low pressure shows. There's kind of middle of nowhere in Missouri, but then I remember he came to see me in Omaha, I think, and he's like, I brought some weed, want to smoke? And I smoked before my set, and I was so. I could not form a fucking thought. I was struggling so bad to like remember my jokes, and if I did get a little bit of momentum and get some laughs, I would just fucking lose it. And
inside your head, you're like, "Oh, what the fuck did I just do? Why are these guys laughing at me?" Fuck,
what
what
was
I
that?
said.
yeah, I was in the haunted house in my head, and I was like, I can't.
The joke, fuck.
Dude, I'm like, I don't even. Then I was doing jokes, and I was like, I forget if I have done this joke already. I'm like, did I just do this joke? and it was such a mess. I got through it, but I was like, dude, I can't get high before I headline anymore. But I would love to get high at this show and do a 10-minute set where all the comics are high. That's like, that's great.
Everyone expects you to be stoned. So it's funnier when you come out and repeat your set, be like, haha, he's high.
Dude, but yeah, it's also like, if I'm headlining and I'm high and like I'm struggling, then I feel so bad. I feel so unprofessional. Like people paid money to watch me and I'm just like a high or drunk mess. I just feel guilty.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
try to keep it
to not get blasted before the show.
That's what sucks about doing 2 shows in a night, man. I just like, because I'm drinking the whole night, and then by the late show, I'm like, I'll be fucking wasted sometimes. And sometimes it's fun, but then sometimes I'm like sloppy and I feel bad. So it's tough sometimes to hold it together. But I definitely don't. I love smoking after the shows, going out with people and getting high and getting drunk and hitting the town, but I can't do it before I go up anymore.
So what's the most shows you've done, like, in a row, like, in one night, I guess?
And dude, the longest like tour I did was, I think the longest I know was maybe like 3 weeks, like a show a night for 3 weeks, and that's like the max I want to do, man. Like after.
Well, I'm saying like in one night, like if you done like a 3 o'clock show, a 5 o'clock show, a 9 o'clock show, something like that.
I don't think I've ever done 3. People do that though. I've never gotten.
There's a couple. There's Zanie shows where like they have to book, like if somebody sells out like a 5 o'clock show or a 7 o'clock show, then they're like, we'll book a 5 o'clock show and a 3 o'clock. I've seen a 3 o'clock show, a 5 o'clock show, and a 7 o'clock show for one comedian.
God, that
like,
sucks,
dude. Have you done like a 5 o'clock show and a 7 o'clock show, or like 2 shows in like 2 hours back to back, pretty much?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've done a lot of like doubles. Most clubs will do like 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and I hate.
And you're doing
it.
You're doing the same hour then, right? Pretty much. You're doing the same...
I pretty much do like the same set. I don't know. It depends. Okay. Sometimes like the late show, I'll be very loose and I'll get drunk and it'll end up being completely different. Yeah. But I really don't like doing 2 shows in a night. I love the feeling of a show being done and going out and like meeting the fans or whoever.
You're just done with it.
Oh, I could do the relief of like, oh yeah, when I go, thank you guys so much, thanks for coming out, and I put the mic back in the thing, that is such a good feeling. I'm like, I did my job. Yeah. Now I can just go drink and like have fun, and I don't have to worry about, is this joke gonna work? Is that joke? All the stress of the whole day leading up to a show, I'm like stressed out, and that's like the worst part about comedy is I'm just like nervous and anxious. Then when it's over, and I have to do that whole thing all over again in like an hour, that's such a shitty feeling. And
I can imagine.
Yeah, I've never brought out enough numbers of people to warrant a 3rd show, but yeah, I've had friends that have had to do that, a 5, a 7, and a 9. I'm like, dude, that sounds awful. The 5 o'clock show can't be great. 5 o'clock, it's not a good comedy hour.
Everyone's just off of work.
Dude,
old and don't work.
The sun is high in the sky. I'm like, but
people
man,
I remember the show and it's still let out. Yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
Dude, yeah, I guess we'll go to dinner now. But yeah, man, I remember I did like the side room at this club in Raleigh called Good Nights, and they have like a main stage, and Pete Davidson was on the main stage, and I was in the side stage. That's like seats like 50 people or something, and it was really fun. But then I like was hanging out afterwards in the green room with like Pete Davidson and all the people he was touring with, and he was doing 3 shows a night for like weeks on end back when he was like doing his last tour. And he was talking about it, and he's like, this is like where the money is, dude. I make more money from this than anything else. Just you do 3 shows in the night for weeks, you're gonna make so much money. But dude, that sounds, I mean, how do you not go crazy? I would just be so happy when that was over.
And it's also like,
plan what you're gonna spend on and remember what you're gonna buy when you're all done with this.
Dude, yeah. Start making notes.
It's also gotta like, I mean, obviously like, being a lower wave, we're pretty much open mic comics, me and Jack. And, like I do, when I have a show, I do my 10-minute set. And I do my 10-minute set. I did it like, 5 weeks in a row on a Saturday. And it's like, fuck, dude. It's like, God damn it. This is like, I want to do some new shit in here. But like, you're doing that shit, like, if you're doing that stuff twice a night, every single night or however many fucking nights it's gotta get old at one point.
Dude, yeah. It'll start fucking with you too. You'll start to like, especially like the late show, you'll start to think, oh my God, because you just did this joke. And so you start getting in your head, especially if you're like a little drunk, I'll be like, fuck, did I already did this joke? Or I was like, wait, was that the last set?
Yeah, I didn't
you start to go insane. But one thing that's cool about it is like by the end of the tour, like the beginning of the tour when I do these, I usually do like 2 weeks or something like that, a couple times a year. And at the beginning, like, is so different than the end of the tour. Like by the end, I'll be so much sharper, and I'm like have a good I'm really familiar with my set and the flow and I know how my jokes go. I don't have to practice like in the daytime, which I do at the beginning. Like I usually when I'm in LA, I don't really do a whole lot of stand up. I'm just like maybe 1 or 2 shows like a month out here. And just because I'm just lazy and I just don't feel like I'd rather just like hit the road a couple times a year and just do stand up there. But so at the beginning of these like runs, I'm super rusty, and so that's sorry to the people that are going to come to the first shows in Spokane and Missoula. Those are going to be like the worst sets of the tour. That by the end, it's like it's more fun because I'm just like I'm less nervous. I know how my set goes. Probably by that time, I've gotten some like more material from that run of shows. I'm like, oh, this crazy thing happened on the highway the other day, and I was in this town, and this happened. So by the end, it's like a completely different set than the beginning. But yeah, generally, it is.
So you're adding in shit as you go, pretty much. Like
yeah, and that's
not
like
too much, but you're just adding in experiences throughout the tour.
Dude, yeah, and that's like it usually is like what does the best because it's so real. So I'm like, dude, let's talk about this billboard I saw like on the way here, and that's you can tell it's not like a tired joke I've been doing for years. And yeah, I try to always
that's
like.
when you go in the South and you see all those billboards, just Jesus is watching, all that.
Yeah, man. I was like, when I was on that last tour, I just like wrote this whole like bit about abortion billboards, and now it's like become like part of my act. But I was like driving to Milwaukee actually, and I drove by these like 3 abortion billboards in a row, and I like did a joke about it, and now it's like in my act, and it was just like from that day driving. Yeah, that was always fun. I remember like probably my favorite tour I ever did was just up and down the whole West Coast in 2022. I think started in LA, went up to Seattle and all the way back, and it was like 17 or 18 days. But by the end, I wasn't doing any material that I had like started with. I was just doing stories about the tour the whole time, and just kind of, and I was so much more comfortable, and I was doing more like crowd work, which I don't do a whole lot of crowd work because I'm just like not that great at it. But by the end, I was like doing just tour stories and crowd work. And I remember doing a show in Sacramento, and then a guy coming up after who was like a big fan. He's like, "Dude, I'm a big fan. It was a great set, but I love your material. I would have liked to see your material." And I was like, "Oh, fuck. Yeah, I felt kind of bad. Yeah, I guess I didn't do a single like joke that I had written." So I don't know. There's like, yeah, so that's the one that went too far in the other direction. But yeah, it's always fun. Towards the end, it's just like. I'll have 2 weeks worth of stories, I'm sure. So yeah, the next tour I'm doing is like up in the mountains. It's a lot of Colorado and like Montana. It starts in Spokane and then I work my way down Idaho, back to Boise. They're doing a whole bunch of
Which
Colorado
city do you
shows.
think has the kinkiest women?
Which city has the kinkiest women? Gotta be Peculiar, Missouri, I think. Is way up there. They are. Both of the women that live there are kinky.
Pretty peculiar.
Yeah, they call it peculiar for a reason. Yeah, they're peculiar.
What's your craziest experience like on tour? Just like doesn't have to be with women. Just in general. What's like the craziest thing that's happened to you while you're on tour?
Oh man, oh dude, I remember. I think it was last year. At the very beginning, I was starting in New Orleans, and then oh my god, working all the way up.
New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans was sick. That was like this tiny
Can't wait to visit.
little room that they like packed out, and fucking you know who came to that show was Wee Man.
No,
Dude.
Really?
Yeah,
I came to watch your show, or he was just in the area, or he came to watch you.
Act.
He's friends with the comic that was Brad Williams was in town.
Oh, shit.
Brad Williams
Brad Williams,
popped onto the show and did a set.
Why are they friends?
I don't know. And for some reason. And
How do you guys know
I don't
each
see
other?
it. I wouldn't think they would be friends.
They do. You saw over. They saw right online with each other.
Actually, I don't think we may even watch my set. I think he just watched Brad and then they left. But they were like filming something. They were in town filming something. But dude, that tour was crazy. That tour started with day one. I was somewhere in Mississippi, and I stopped at a grocery store to get water and stuff, and I locked my keys in the trunk, and I couldn't. And this car didn't have a lever to open the trunk. You had to use the key to open the trunk. which I never thought of as a possibility. And there's like no I'm like the middle of nowhere in Mississippi. And I call this company that's like, we can be there in like 2 hours. And it's fucking blazing hot. I can get into the car, mind you, but just not the trunk. So I noticed that like the back seat was like a little bit like crooked and like folded almost. And I could like pull the back seat out and you could kind of see into the trunk through the back seat. And it's like bent. So someone had been through this before. Someone bent the seat back. And I was able to like shove my arm in there. It's fucking just like ripping skin off my arm, shoving it in so hard. And I can grab some. I felt a windshield like scraper, like an ice scraper. I could feel in the trunk, and I grabbed that, and I start fiddling around to where I was able to use the scraper to move the that little plastic thing that you pull that pushes the seat down when you're in the trunk. I could hear it. It was like clunk, 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 clunk. I was like, I think that's the thing that you pull to make the seat go down. And I was just finagling it, and I'm pouring sweat. And then I was able to boom, and the whole seat just went down. I was like, holy shit. And I was able to crawl into the trunk and get my keys and make it to the show that night. And that was just the beginning of this insane tour where I lost my wallet a couple days later. I ended up getting drunk and high, and I forgot where I left my car. And the fucking this like security guard in this parking lot in Tulsa, Oklahoma was like, comes up to me and I'm just fucking high as shit. And I was like, dude, I lost my car. And he goes, oh, if it's not here, then it got stolen. And he called the Tulsa police, and I'm on the phone with the Tulsa police. This is actually the story I told at the Blackout Diaries, was that this guy is now on the phone with the police, and and as he's on the phone with the police, I had this kind of moment of sobriety where I kind of come back online, and I remembered where my car was, and I was in the wrong parking lot. It was one parking lot over, but I was too high to tell him that. I was so like embarrassed. Did I tell the story at the Zanie show, John? I forget.
You may have.
Dude, it was so embarrassing.
I think I've had 2 shots of Malort before the show.
Yeah, dude. So. It was like, dude, this guy is on the phone with the police, then he hands me the phone to describe the car that he thinks is stolen, but I'm too embarrassed to tell him that I actually know where the car is. So I ended up going through I just did a whole police report with my car. I was like, yeah, it's a red car, it's a Toyota Camry and stuff. And then the police were just on their way to come find the car because I was too high to tell this guy, my car's actually right there, dude. You can like see my car. And finally I broke down and I had to tell him, I was like, dude, I'm so sorry, man. Actually, I gotta tell you, I actually know where the car is. I panicked. And he goes, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
That's hilarious.
I felt so stupid. That was like driving. And then, so that night I also lost my wallet. It was just a rough night.
Oh, no. Yes, you have to. Yes, you lost your wallet.
Dude,
you say you lost your wallet. I remember that now. Saying you lost your wallet. That tells the whole story. Yeah, you definitely told that during Zanie's for sure.
Yeah, man. It was so I like wrote that story out as a bit to do for the Blackout Diaries show, and I'd never like told that story before, and it went really well at the shows. Then I just started adding it to my act. I was like closing with it. It's like a 15-minute long story. That's funny at the end. Oh, yeah. It's a long story. It's a long periods of no laughter, but it has a crazy ending. So hopefully you guys can see that I think they're going to put that out like at the very least on YouTube or something if they don't sell it.
All right, who wants to go out to drink and find my car with me?
Yeah, please. If you're going out to drink with me, just make sure I know where my car is at the end. Talking about I shouldn't have been driving, dude. I drove home that night after forgetting where my car was. and I made it. Still undefeated, baby.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but dude, so I lost my wallet. I think it was the next day. I stayed at a hotel in Hannibal, Missouri, and I had lost my wallet, so I didn't have any of my cards, so I had to pay the security deposit at this shitty Days Inn with cash, which I didn't even know you could do. But it was like $100 deposit.
They just robbed you. They just scammed you. That's what happened.
I bought like a gift, like a whatever Visa prepaid card just to have a card, but I didn't have enough money on it to make the deposit. And I was like, I have cash. And she was like, oh, you can pay with cash. I was like, okay. So I gave her $100 cash. And then I proceeded to just ruin
that person standing in the parking lot didn't work for them.
For whatever reason, dude. And I fucking like completely broke their toilet. to where I took a very big shit, clogged the toilet, and to the point where I went to, but the toilet was acting ridiculous. I took like the top off the tank, and it was like shooting water up. It was like cartoon, like broken toilet. And the bathroom was like flooding, and the water was like going into the room, and it was like green carpet, so it was just soaking wet. And I feel too embarrassed to go ask for like a plunger, so I just left it. And so then I go to like check out in the morning, and I have to get my cash back from my deposit, but because it's cash, they're like, okay, just wait here. We have to go check the room and make sure everything's good, and then we can give you your deposit back. And I'm just sitting there, just like dreading, and like they're sending this poor housekeeping woman to go check that room. And then they called the guy. I did. The guy was sitting at the front desk, and they call him, like the housekeeping calls him, and he goes, hello? And I remember he just like laughed. He goes, okay. And he goes, you're all set, man. He gives me my money. I'm like, what was that laugh about? What did she tell you? Yeah, that tour was ridiculous.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah, man. War stories.
Worst.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh my god! Speaking of war stories, speaking of war stories, dude, I've pissed in 3 goddamn beer cans since we've been talking.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah. I literally just texted him. I was like, the bathroom's not that close to your room. I'm like,
dude,
I heard something.
Dude, I have 3 beer cans on the floor that are filled with this.
Dude, well done, dude. Well done. I didn't even notice.
I'll hold up 1. 2 of them.
He's a truck driver, so he's used to sitting down peeing.
Overfilled.
Yeah.
Here's 1 beer can full of it. I popped it in like a dip,
One beer
container.
can full of this? Dude, just throw that back in the fridge.
Yeah. Just give it to my wife. She likes Miller Lite.
Dude, that just happened. I was just at a concert. I was seeing Tyler Childers at the Hollywood Bowl like 2-3 weeks ago. And there comes a point where he leaves the stage for a while, and you think he's taking a break. And all of a sudden, he's like in the crowd. He does a few sets like deep. So he was like behind us. So everyone in my section were all turned around to watch him. He's behind us, and I had to pee so bad. And I had a tall boy, and I'm like, now's my moment, because everyone's looking the other way. So I just pulled my dick out, and I just peed into this beer can at the concert in front of. There was like children around. It was just the most public place, and my penis was just fully hanging out of my pants, peeing into a beer can. So I get it.
You're too young to understand, but you'll get there.
You'll get there. Sometimes your bladder ain't what it used to be.
Yeah, you know what? I also had to cut him off before I got to the top, and I'm like, oh, why is my dick wet? Because my dick is touching my own piss. I have to stop. So we're good now, though, dude. Yeah, we're good.
I was driving to San
Diego.
Diego.
You guys saw me drink on screen. All 3 beers I was drinking on screen are full of piss now, guys. By the way,
that's so impressive, dude. I had no idea. I'm proud of you, man. You have a talent.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'm proud of myself until Jack just texted me on the last one. He's like, "Did you just pee on a cup?" I'm like, yeah.
Damn, you guys know each other so well. I never would have noticed. So impressive, man.
Oh, fuck. That's great.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to mention it until he texted me. I was like, yeah, I'm going to tell him after we're done recording. I'm going to tell him about it.
No way, dude. This is making it into the pod. That is impressive, dude. Well done. Dude, I was just driving down to San Diego a couple weeks ago. It's like a 3-hour drive, and I had to piss. And I didn't feel like pulling over. So I had one of those 10-ounce Red Bulls that I had drank, which is a very small can. And I peed into that. It's dangerous when you're driving. And that fully overflowed and got my whole seat and pants. I was just covered in piss for the whole drive. So I get it, dude.
All right, time to roll down the windows, dry off.
Yeah. Just
turn up the AC. Let's go.
Better drive before the show.
Oh man. Okay, so we got a little bit of time left here, so we're gonna ask you. We usually ask all the comedians we have on the show what their Mount Rushmore of like comedic influences are. So like, if you were to give 4 comedians, what are your top influences?
Dude, yeah, my favorite comics. Definitely Norm Macdonald's my favorite. I love Norm.
Oh yeah.
Probably Louis C.K. Those are my big 2. I do love Nate. Nate's probably up there.
Bargatze.
Yeah. And if I can say I'm not a comedian, but a comedic influence, definitely I was a huge Ben Stiller fan growing up, and that's kind of the reason I kind of got into
Second
like,
City. I mean,
yeah,
he's an improv guy, but yeah.
it was definitely like watching Ben Stiller movies that made me want to like be an actor, be like a comedic actor and stuff, just like make movies like that.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, dude,
It's a great list.
I used to have a bunch of DVDs, just like a DVD shelf, and then a couple years ago I was like, I have no need for these DVDs anymore. I'm never gonna watch a DVD, and so I just like gave all my DVDs to Goodwill, and I immediately regretted it. I'm like, what? Those would have been cool to have. Now I got all my old DVDs,
It's
but
wall art.
the only one that I saved is a DVD, a double disc of the Ben Stiller show. That show he had way back in the 90s, like him, Janine Garofalo.
I've never seen it.
I know, it's just like old sketch show he used to do, like way back in the 90s. That's the only DVD I have left. But yeah, I would have so many Ben Stiller DVDs. Starsky and Hutch and Heartbreak Kid.
Starsky and Hutch is great.
Starsky is so good.
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah,
was
dude.
one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I remember seeing Starsky and Hutch in theaters. I think I did like a midnight screening of Starsky and Hutch back in my hometown. I was so excited. But yeah, he's the man. My friend just got to do a commercial with him, and I was so jealous. I was like, dude, that's like my all-time like favorite actor, which is so random. I was like, dude, I would freak the fuck out if I met him. Like, dude, you're the reason I like do what I do. Yeah, man.
Ben's Chris Farley is actually I've have a new person on my Mount Rushmore that I used to have just stand-up comedians on my Mount Rushmore, but recently I just added Chris Farley. I just love his sketch acting. Obviously, that's all he really did. And then obviously Tommy Boy's like probably one of my favorite comedy movies, if not favorite movies in general.
Dude,
but
yeah.
he's made his way onto my we've been doing this podcast for a little bit now, and my Mount Rushmore has changed so much. And Chris Farley is definitely on there as one of my favorite comedic actors because he's so
good and funny. I was just watching Tommy Boy recently, dude. That scene where
Tommy Boy's probably one of my favorite movies ever, dude.
It's so funny, dude. This is like everything he does and says is just so funny. He's just so like, I don't want to say effortlessly funny because he puts a lot of effort in. But he puts max effort, but he is just so natural.
I feel like that's what's so funny about it, though. You know, he just puts everything in.
So yeah, man, it's so cool. Like you just how much you like as an actor, how much you want to like pull back and like don't you're doing too much and like he can never do too much. It's like if you really
dives to a coffee table.
Dude, yeah, dude, that scene in like when he's in the airplane bathroom and just making a mess in the bathroom and he just like falls through the door at the end is so goddamn funny. His tie is stuck in the thing. God, yeah.
Well, I know that frustration too, where you're just giving everything you got to jerk it loose.
Yeah, man.
I feel like every time I'm pissed off at anything, my reaction is Chris Farley. Like I just like if something gets fucking if I drop something like Jesus fuck, I get so mad and it's just like I just remember
hip squirming.
It's so good.
Oh man. So we got one more little segment we want to do before we let you go, dude. It's kind of like an improv-ish thing. It's called Sex With Me Is Like. Have you heard of that?
No.
We just basically come up with a random word, and then you just say sex with me is like. So I'm gonna get my random word generator out.
Okay.
Random word generator. Okay, so we get random word generator. Come on, fucking T-Mobile. Okay, so we got sex with me is like a discount, and then you just kind of riff off of it.
A
Sex with
discount?
me is like, yeah.
Sex with me is like a discount. Short, brief. Sex with me is like a discount. Everyone wants it, but it's sex with me is like a discount. It's at the grocery store. Sex with me is like a discount. Damn, dude, I'm so good at this. Sex with me is like a discount. It ends with some T, huh? It starts with a D. It starts with the D and it ends with a little T.
Sex with me is like a discount. Usually grandmas are looking for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Sex with me is like a discount. You better have a fucking coupon for it, you know? Well, this one's no. That's pretty obvious. Sex with me is like a foundation.
A foundation?
Yeah.
Family's built on a foundation.
That's what your sex is based on, a family? That's very, very homey, Jack. I like that.
Well, you have to have a family with having sex.
Fair enough. I can't have that anymore. I had a vasectomy recently. Literally.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, you're into the heritage.
Yeah, I had a vasectomy on Juneteenth. I had a literally on Juneteenth, so I got a free rack of ribs with it.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's the discount.
Yeah. It was on Juneteenth, though, literally. And also, one of what's weird, sorry, stray away from sex with me is like, but like, I felt my nuts recently, and I can feel where the veins are separated, dude. It's kind of fucking weird. Like, it's weird, dude.
That's sick, dude.
Go on. Sex with me.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Dude, you gotta feel my nut veins. Hey, you wanna feel
that's
this
my
weird
that's
nut
my
veins?
merch. Come
Yeah, let me feel yours and compare it.
Sex with me is like a foundation. Heavy. Full of rocks.
Sex with me is like a foundation. It starts at the bottom. And I'm not a bottom.
And I'm not a bottom.
Sex with me is like a foundation. Usually it starts with Mexicans.
Nice. Very nice.
Well done.
Very nice, Jack. Sex with me is like a storm.
Sex with me is like a storm.
I come all over like a hurricane. It's just I come all over the place.
Sex with me is like a storm. It's never big enough for the news to report it.
Nice. Very nice.
Sex with me is like a storm. It's best viewed with all my boys in a garage.
Nice. Sex with me is like a storm. I actually sat on the front porch and watched it, like the other night.
Sex with me is like a storm. You're gonna have to call off that baseball game.
Sex with me is like a storm. I'm like a meteorologist. I'm like 50-50 on if it happens or not.
Sex with me is like a storm. It always happens when I'm driving.
All right, we'll do two more. How penetrate? That's like obvious. Okay, sex with me is like a salad.
Sex with me is like a salad. No one wants it, but it is good for you.
Sex with me is like a salad. Go ahead, Jack. I was just introducing it for you.
I was gonna say, sex with me is like a salad. I usually do it to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like a salad. If you say, should we have sex? I'll say, let us.
Oh, right there we go. Sex with me is like a salad. I have cherry tomatoes, 2 of them. That's about it.
Yeah, and you can feel where the veins.
You can feel each separate veins. Yeah.
Sex with me is like a salad. I never get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're a carnivore. I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough of that. Well, Ryan, I really do appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us here at TorgyTalk. We really appreciate it. We would love if you would come back on in the future if I don't have any fucking ridiculous goddamn recording issues.
Figure out TorgyTalk Studios, dude. And
yeah, dude.
Yeah, those bloopers got to be in there though.
Yeah, put the whole thing
if they
in.
even can be. I don't even know if they are, but we can try them.
Oh, the upload saved, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But you got tours coming up or what?
Yeah, I'm going to be a bunch of Colorado dates, little Missoula, Montana, Spokane, Washington, and a couple Idaho shows, all in August. Check out, I'm on Instagram and stuff at Ryan O'Flan, so come see me out on the road.
All right, when are you going to be back in Chicago? Yeah, do you know?
I don't know. Hopefully soon, man. That was a good old time. Probably next year.
Yeah, it was a good old time. Well, like you said, Rhino Flan on Instagram, so you can check it out. So you can come see him in a city near you. And I appreciate you again, dude. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. And
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
thank
thanks for
you
having
guys
me,
for
boys.
absolutely, dude. Anytime. Like, yeah, you're welcome. Like, if you wanna come host this is fine. I'll kick Jack out. I'm just kidding.
Perfect. Yes, I did it. I'm in.
I knew you were seeing someone else.
All right, but yeah, no, thank you guys so much for listening to Torgy Talk, and we will see you next week. Goodbye. Torgy Talk. Torgy Talk. Torgy Talk. Torgy Talk.
This episode was brought to you by Fat Candle Company. That's right. You've made it to the point where we're going to give you a discount code for your order at fatcandlecompany.com. So yeah, go ahead, go to fatcandlecompany.com, use the promo code FATTORGY, that's FATTORGY at checkout, and you'll get yourself 10% off your order. Once again, that's FATTORGY, FATTORGY at the checkout to get yourself 10% off. fatcandlecompany.com.